For the last 2 years, the tech industry presented AI as a limitless engine for corporate speed. It was sold as a tool to accelerate production and slash costs. But right now, that engine is starting to smoke. Take Uber as a prime example. By April of 2026, the company's chief technology officer revealed they had already exhausted their entire AI budget for the year. Inside Uber's headquarters, that massive, unexpected expense forced leadership into an immediate reality check. The tool draining their funds so rapidly was Claude Code, an enterprise AI model designed to help engineers write software. Uber is not an isolated case. Microsoft is also stripping Claude Code licenses from its own teams to reduce operating expenses before the next financial year begins. When companies that build the modern software ecosystem start cutting back on internal tools, it suggests the financial math is no longer working. To afford these massive AI experiments, companies are actively slowing down their human hiring. They are trading salaries for compute power. Uber CEO Dara Khosrowshahi confirmed this strategy during an earnings call, directly tying a slowdown in hiring to the company's heavy investments in AI tools. If executives are sacrificing human jobs to pay astronomical server bills, why do the apps on our phones look exactly the same? For a casual user, a chatbot feels free, but behind that simple interface, enterprise server banks are working overtime to compute every single response. This is tokenmaxxing. In an enterprise setting, every prompt and line of generated code consumes digital tokens, and each token carries a hard financial cost. When thousands of engineers use these tools daily, costs scale exponentially, creating a massive spike in operational expenses. Engineering teams are maximizing their token consumption, but the business is failing to see a proportional return on that spending. A look at Uber's internal engineering metrics reveals exactly where the AI is intervening and where the connection to the user breaks. When Uber COO Andrew McDonald reviewed these numbers, he found a sharp disconnect between the amount of code written and features actually reaching customers. This diagram maps the software pipeline. It flows from raw code into internal commits and finally into the shipped features that you actually use in the app. McDonald found AI generated 25% of code commits last quarter. But generating code faster doesn't mean it's viable. That surge hits a bottleneck, spilling excess work onto the cutting room floor rather than reaching the app. This internal efficiency gap is why major strategic promises, like AI-driven shopping, remain stalled. Uber has worked with almost every major AI company to bring commerce into chatbots. But so far, high-speed coding hasn't produced a single feature users actually want to use. A year ago, Uber's board feared that AI chatbots would have already disrupted global commerce. Instead, the high volume of code has failed to translate into a consumer experience that people find useful. The illusion is becoming clear. AI is effective at accelerating the middle of the engineering process, but it is currently failing to push actual innovations across the finish line. When the biggest names in software begin cutting licenses and questioning the return on every dollar spent, the era of blind investment hits a wall. Executive leadership is now demanding a direct, mathematically sound link between the money spent on AI tokens and the functional features they ship to users. Sacrificing human headcount for automated tools is no longer an easy trade-off to justify, without tangible proof that those tools are building a better business. The tech industry is shifting its focus away from how much code an AI can generate. Moving forward, the only metric that matters is whether that AI can actually build something a consumer will buy.